Hello, Toyzilla! As always, I am your grand game master and voice of Toyzilla Live, Mr. Kapow, aka Michael Pao. And by my side, as always, is the collector of Toyzilla, Dahveed.
Welcome to Toyzilla Live.
As you could probably all tell by now, we're going to be talking My Little Pony.
My Little Pony.
My Little Pony.
That was
yeah.
it.
This is our My
Pinkie
Little Pony
Pie.
episode. Yeah.
What do you think about Pinkie Pie?
I don't know. She seems a little conceited. I'm more of an Applejack kind of guy.
Applejack?
I'm Applejack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard they ended the series very strongly.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, I heard.
Which is
I
sad.
heard that.
It's
yeah,
over.
Yeah.
Friendship is magic. Come on. 10
guess
more
friendship-
seasons.
I guess friendship isn't magic.
Not with ratings, people.
But no. We are going to be talking Avengers Endgame and also some really awesome Marvel toys that you can see before us tonight.
Yeah. We got your Infinity Gauntlet. We got the gems. We got some Marvel.
We got a
Legends.
lot of stuff. We got a lot of
We're
stuff.
gonna go back even to Secret Wars, which upside down. I know.
Upside down. Thought you were
no,
a
it's
professional, Dahveed. Thought you were a professional.
It's upside right from the front. There we go. I just realized that. And some of the stuff that inspired us, this inspired me. This taught me everything I needed to know. How to draw comics the Marvel way. We're going to talk about that too. So.
Oh, we got some folks already in chat. Hello, Neil. And yes, Ellie, America's ass. I salute you.
That's already a spoiler there.
Not
People don't know what
really.
you're talking
Not
about.
really. I could just be talking about my ass, okay? That's what I call my ass, America's ass.
America's ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, we will be delving a little bit into spoiler
We're going to give
territory.
you a spoiler alert sign that you'll see here in the upper corners. Before we give the spoilers, though,
Yes.
10 seconds before, so you have time to rip off your headset, avert your eyes.
Or just put us on mute. But just keep watching us. Keep watching us. Put
and
us
then
on mute.
the spoiler will disappear, and then you can resume.
Oh, yeah.
If you have not seen Endgame, because we don't want to spoil it
Well, we
for
also, another thing is some folks who are okay with the little spoilers might be good. Because I don't know about you, but I don't want to divulge all the spoilers.
you. No, not all of them.
Yeah, not all of them.
No.
But we will be kind of, that tiptoeing that line. Yeah.
Sure. I did want to talk about the very, very, very end of the movie.
Very end
see
of the
what
movie?
people
Okay.
thought.
Oh,
'cause-
Timothy from Missouri is saying hello, and there's 4 tornadoes going on in his area, and he's still watching our feed.
Oh, good for it's gotten crazy windy out here in California, but
Timothy,
it
he's a
worse.
true fan.
stay
True fan.
here. Don't go to Kansas. I mean, don't go to Oz. You're gonna.
Oz.
That can happen.
Oh, hello, Megan. How you doing? But yeah, we will be talking about Avengers Endgame, Marvel toys, and all the other awesome stuff. I'm going to be talking later about some new comic books.
Nice.
My comic book pick of the week, because there's some real, seriously, if you're a Marvel fan, this past week, pretty decent for Marvel fans, and also
good.
Star Wars fans.
Star Wars fans too.
Wars fans.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got to talk about that with May 4th coming up.
May the 4th be
May the
with
4th
you.
be with you.
Yeah.
We are doing an event here at Toyzilla. I found out it's a secret event. We haven't promoted it very much or well.
He literally just found out. That's how secret it was. The guy who owns the building
I
didn't
just
even know
found
about
out.
it.
It's up on Eventbrite, apparently. So there's a May 4th Star Wars event here at Toyzilla in the Fandom Lounge, which is going to involve a lot of cool stuff. So I don't know much about it.
And you own the building. Dahveed.
It's a 21-plus event, so it's not for everybody. I'll just say that. Yeah.
All right, so let's jump.
And it is Free Comic Book Day that day as well. So you got a twofer here.
Yeah, and also we have a lot of great, awesome eateries around this area, so you could, get some grub. And also, I believe there's a comic book store right down the way.
There
too.
is a comic seller on Main Street right by us, walking distance. So go there, get your free comic book comics.
Yep, and then come down here for
Then come
Star
down
Wars
here
Day.
for Star Wars. Yeah, Star Wars
yeah.
Night. Very cool. And let's give a good shout out to our last show and our last special event this past Saturday. We had Star versus the Force of Evil. No relation to Star Wars. Some people got confused.
Yeah,
people
no,
at Disney
I
got
showed up
confused.
dressed up as a Wookiee, and people were just giving me weird looks.
Like, no.
Yeah. Honestly, I just didn't shave.
But Darren Nefsey came, the creator of the show, along with Anne MacArthur, who's the voice of Marco Diaz.
We have a link to that live feed actually on the Toyzilla
Yes.
live page. So if you want to give us a
So
like
if you
there,
couldn't make it, go watch what happened, what went down. It was pretty epic. We had a great time.
And also the week before that, we also had Adam on our show,
Yes.
which was an awesome show. He actually showed us what kind of anime he would be doing if he could create an anime. So if you want to check that out. We have links to that episode too on our Facebook page. The feed.
Forgot
How
to turn off my phone.
unprofessional.
Okay. I'm not going to take the call. I'm more professional than that. All right.
Adam is saying, does 21 plus mean drinks? I have no idea.
It could. It very well could. But no spoilers. Something might happen at the event I cannot mention. We'll find out.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
We'll get more info. Just like I said, follow Toyzilla Live.
Yes.
For more information.
We won't give you much information on that.
But you know what? Let's jump right into Avengers Endgame. I think.
You want to talk about
Let's
Endgame?
jump in Endgame.
Okay.
Should we put up spoilers?
There were some
alert
spoilers with the toys. I'm just gonna say you could go out and go to Toyzilla and buy some of these Marvel Legend toys. And what's the first spoiler you saw when you saw the new line of Marvel Legends?
Actually, the first spoiler I got of the show was actually from freaking Adam. He actually dropped the spoiler to me while I was talking to him during our live event. I'm like, dude.
Not cool. Not cool.
Adam.
Okay, put up the alert. Let's
Alert,
give people
put alert.
a little bit of warning. Okay, there it is. So
All right,
now you
all
got
right.
like 5, 4, 3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
and 1.
Spoiler!
Spoiler.
Okay, you saw a Ronin action figure for one thing. If you
Yes.
collect Marvel Legends, so that kind of tells you something is going on, kind of dark with old Hawkeye, which is true. And the first half of the movie is basically running around,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hawkeye went a little
dark.
He was in a bad place,
Well, I mean, when half the world's population's gone,
including your family.
and it's your family. Oh no, no, that's not cool. And I mean, the movie starts very dark, and then there is this like ray of hope that like we can turn this around. We can make it great again. And bring back everyone we lost. Not everyone though. And the biggest spoilers are who dies in the movie. And let's not even talk about that, because that's
One of my
too
thing
much.
is, I did enjoy the movie, but I was still as a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. As a Marvel comic book fan, I was just a little bit nitpicky.
Wait,
a little bit nitpicky.
Was it because some of the characters were a bit off of like model for you?
A little bit.
That was something for me that was
a little
interesting.
bit, and also, I don't know, just for myself, I always felt time travel it's kind of a lazy plot device.
Well, it's not time travel in the sense of Back to the Future or some of those other, Bill and Ted, although they reference all those movies.
Oh yeah.
They're like, no. It's done in an interesting way, and I kind of like the way it's explored.
Well, my thing with the whole plot hole was the way they time traveled using Ant-Man's powers, which is honestly the basics of Ant-Man's powers. That just leaves it so, you know what, now he screws up, he'll just time travel. It just makes situations way too easy now.
Well, they kind of did that in Deadpool as well.
But
At
with
the
Deadpool,
end
we
of-
kind of expect that.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Deadpool has a little more
What's
leeway.
worse? Because the whole okay, Deadpool 2, I'm talking about. So the whole movie is like, okay, he lost the love of his life, and now he just doesn't want to live anymore, and then he finds a new family, like X-Force, right?
Yep. Oh, by the way,
but then, time travel. Oh, we can go back and save everybody if we want. Maybe not Shatterstar because he was kind of, right?
yeah.
But everyone else that we care about.
Megan and Timothy, they are down with Roland, the accuser.
Oh, nice.
Yep. And also, if anybody out there, you have any comments or questions, or you want to drop your own spoiler alert or anything you want to discuss on tonight's show, let us know in chat. I'll try to get right to you.
Yes. Now, yes, some of the characters, as we mentioned, are a little bit different, and they took a chance because okay, Hulk always angry, right?
Yeah.
Rage machine. And in this movie, not so much. No, a little
No,
bit more calm.
you know what? I didn't mind that because
You didn't mind that?
No, I didn't mind that because basically he was '90s Hulk,
Okay.
smart Hulk,
Intelligent.
intelligent Hulk,
Which, yeah, there is a precedent
Yeah.
in Marvel Comics.
and also kind of made
Intelligent
sense.
Hulk.
It made sense as well because I don't know if you guys noticed, but compared to big, angry, rageaholic Hulk, he was a little bit weaker than Hulk is strongest
Well, he
one
was
there is.
weaker. He
but he
didn't
was
show
smarter.
off.
Yeah, it was a balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seemed more like just a. You know what? To me, it seemed like Bruce Banner.
Yeah, it was Bruce
as
Banner.
Hulk.
Yeah.
Not really Hulk anymore.
Yeah, and that's what
Which-
happened in the comics during the '90s. We had
Yes.
Bruce Banner who was in control of Hulk.
And we kind of want to see the original Hulk back. And then
I want to see Joe Fixit. I want to see Gray Hulk.
Gray
That's
Hulk.
what I want to see. Vegas
that would've
Gangster
been cool.
Hulk.
Gangster Hulk.
Yeah, Gangster Hulk. I want to see that in the next Hulk movie if
He
they
was
ever
he
do
was
that.
just too calm and cool and chill. I'm like, I'm a cool guy Hulk, which okay, I could take to a little extent.
He was the Hulk you would bring your mama home to.
Yes. Thank God we time travel and we see the original Hulk get
Smashing
all
stuff.
pissy about having to take the stairs. That was awesome. Now Thor. Okay, so Thor. We think of him as he's got the best
Thor.
body. He's like super in
Yeah.
shape, and then
And
this
now,
movie,
man, dude,
kind of let himself go a bit.
eat
just
a
little.
salad. Eat a salad.
Eat a salad. Oh
But
my
I
God.
did like the Lebowski reference. I did like the Lebowski reference because basically that honestly Chris Helmsworth with his hair out like that and he basically looked like Jeff Bridges from The Big Lebowski.
He totally was.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my. So, what do you feel? You like that though? You weren't like-
You know what? I didn't mind that. One of the things I did mind though was I loved all the characters. I don't know about you. I saw Captain Marvel. I love Captain
Yes.
Marvel.
Yeah,
One of the things I want to complain about though is I felt, especially in this movie, they made Captain Marvel a little too OP, a little too overpowered.
Yes.
Because one of the things I love about when good guy, bad guy, they're facing off against each other, especially when it's Thanos, super big bad Thanos. Captain Marvel was taking him on pretty much on her own, single-handedly, and she was actually winning, which
Right.
kind of makes me a little worried about
That's
the
kind of
next
the
few
problem.
movies. That she's not going to have a strong enough antagonist.
That's the problem with DC Universe with Superman. They're like,
Yeah.
here we have this character that's too crazy powerful. We need to invent kryptonite, something to weaken that
Yeah.
character. And that was a problem for me too. I was like, oh man, here is another spoiler, I guess. Tony Stark stranded out in the middle of nowhere in space,
Yeah.
and boom, you can have Captain Marvel on call, rescue him.
Well, like I said, my
But-
whole thing is I always say this: your hero is only as good as their villain. You have to have a great villain to have a great hero.
You do.
And the
You do.
fact that honestly Thanos is kind of supposed to be one of the strongest bad guys out there, and she's just kind of beating the crap out of him.
Well, I mean, he,
You know,
he definitely held his own in this
Yeah,
movie.
well,
I mean,
well,
not
in her
only-
future movies, what is she gonna face off? What kind
Who
of
is stronger than
who's gonna be
Thanos?
stronger-
That's your
Yeah, who's
question.
gonna be stronger than Thanos?
Who
really?
is stronger than Thanos
Yeah, and
in the Marvel universe?
When we see someone stronger than Thanos, that's gonna take away from Thanos.
Okay,
the danger
now,
from that movie.
Who there was the Beyonder, if you remember back with
He's not
Secret
really a villain
Wars.
though. He's more like Q from Star Trek.
Yeah.
He's like a mischievous a-hole.
Okay. He can kind of do anything.
Yeah.
Kind of,
He was a dick.
he was a
Yeah,
dick.
The Beyonder was just a dick in a white tracksuit and jerry curls.
Yeah, I
Come
never,
at
I
me, man.
never
Come at
liked
me.
him. I never liked him. Hey, I forgot one thing though. Wasn't this movie supposed to have Warlock in it, or am I completely wrong?
It
Guardians
hinted.
3?
Guardian 3
hinted about him.
at Warlock, but actually that's going to go into one of my next things I'm going to say later on. But let's just keep talking about a little
Okay.
bit about what other things did you have to nitpick about Avengers Endgame?
Okay.
Because I just said my main thing was the whole, Captain Marvel being a little too OP.
Yeah. No, I mean, for me, it was sort of the beginning of the film was so dark and moody, and you're just like, But I was glad, Tony had this great moment. This
Yeah.
5 years with his daughter, and he found like a new reason for living. And that was great for me.
Yeah.
But it felt like the beginning felt a little down. I mean, but it was supposed to be. So.
Yeah.
And it came back pretty strong at the end, So, yeah, I mean, nitpicky details about this movie. You know what? Everything that I loved about it overcame any little problems I had, because I loved going back. What this movie did for me was it really, united all the other Marvel movies that led up to this point. Like, we go back and, thanks to time travel, which, it's a cheat. It is a big cheat. And that's probably the biggest nitpicky thing you can say, is time travel. But you get to look back on, where, Steve Rogers came from and the love of his life. And
it gave Rogers a good farewell.
It did.
It did. And also,
and
we always need a tragic
all the other
hero.
Characters.
And we always do need a tragic hero, which was Iron Man. But another thing about, with Iron Man's fate, I felt it also took a little bit away from the fate of Black Widow. Like after what happened to Black Widow,
that confused me too.
And
because
then what happened to Tony, it felt like Widow was now kind of an afterthought. Like her sacrifice was kind of cheapened, lessened. I don't know.
Well, okay, it was a little bit of a surprise for me.
Yeah.
First of all, because I heard the Black Widow movie is coming.
Yeah,
Which
has to be like a prequel or something now.
Because we were all debating which characters are we saying goodbye to.
Either going to be a prequel or it's going to be a new Black Widow.
We all were like, okay, it's going to be Iron Man. It's probably going to be, Captain America.
Well, if you follow the comic books, Black Widow is not the first Black Widow. It's the Black Widow program from Russia. Yeah. Black Widow is a series of trained assassins.
Natasha is what, one of...
And also, I don't know, also really cool trivia, there was actually a male Black Widow at one point. Yeah. In the comics.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well then... Well, I mean, with all these characters, there's been multiple Thors, right? There's been a female Thor.
Yeah. Female Thor. Thunderstrike, who was a Thor for a hot minute.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and what was it? Beta Ray Bill.
Beta Ray Bill.
Yeah.
And then as far as Captain America, there's...
Oh.
No?
Oh, yeah, and Thor Frog. And Thor Frog, yeah.
Thor Frog,
Thank you, Producer Mello. Thor Frog.
And how many Captain Americas have we had? At least...
we had Captain America, then we had...
Steve Rogers.
Then we had the Captain America who went crazy because he took the super serum, but didn't get the Vita Rays.
The guy in the black suit.
No. That's different.
No.
That's U.S. Agent.
U.S.
But he
Agent,
was
okay.
Captain America at one point.
He was Captain America as well.
Then we had briefly also Bucky was Captain America at one point.
America, yeah.
Then the Falcon was Captain America. So there was it's a mantle. It's a mantle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the same thing with Spider-Man. Obviously, with the Spider-Verse, they kind of introduced the idea that anyone could be Spider-Man. It doesn't have to be Peter Parker. It could be a number of different people.
Yeah.
So, and Iron Man, obviously, someone else could put on that suit.
Yeah, with Spider-Man, there was the whole clone saga thing that was a mess.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah. You remember?
I remember that. I did not like that. That was... I didn't like that at all. I did like Peter Porker, Spider-Ham.
Spider-Ham.
That
I
was
like Nicolas Cage as Spider-Man Noir.
Yes.
That was funny.
Yeah, that was very good. But now, okay, so for Iron Man, now this is leading at the very end of the movie. What?
Yeah.
Okay, you watched past the credits, right?
I watched the whole thing.
Okay.
I sat there. I knew.
So
I was told there was not going to be anything at the end credits.
I heard there would be an audio cue at the very end, and you would have to figure out what it meant.
I think I know what it means.
I think I know what it means too.
Yeah.
What did it what did it sound like to you, first of all?
Well, I'm not going to say what it was. I don't want to spoil it, that part. Okay. I'm just going to say I don't think it's what a lot of people are thinking. I think, if anything, it was an homage callback to one of the first movies.
Iron Man?
Yeah.
Yes. Where he's first making
the
suit? Okay. Spoiler alert is up, so it's okay.
All right.
So it could be a callback to the first, Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
It could be the future
To be the future.
of Iron Man, because we know there's going to be another Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be Tony Stark. Could be.
I mean,
Could be a female.
It
Iron
could be.
Man.
It could be Rescue. Pepper Potts, who was rescued in the comics.
Yeah.
It could be Riri, who's a Iron Heart in the comics right now.
Mhm.
Or it could also be Tony Stark's descendant from the future in Iron Man 2099 or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
They had a whole story arc. Antonio Stark, who turned out to be, I think, the real Tony Stark or something, or the Ultimates version of Tony Stark in the Ultimate Universe, who's actually a teenager.
Mm.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah,
Man,
there's a lot. There's a
possibilities.
lot of
And with time travel, who knows?
all things are that's why I hate time travel. Such a
But Marvel needs those outs.
Yeah.
It's like the old no prize, where if you figure out a plot hole, you're like, you identify the plot hole, but then you come up with an excuse for why it's not a plot hole.
yeah.
Then like Stan Lee would send you the no prize, right? Do you ever remember that? Like,
Yeah.
Did you ever get one of those?
I never got one of those. I was like back in the day. I was shyer than I am now, and I was too shy to actually send in a letter.
I didn't send one to Marvel, but I did to Archie Comics, and I got published, which was really
nice,
cool.
Nice.
But anyway, back when I was growing up, this was the this was the big thing back then. We had Secret Wars, and this was like the first toy that we really had, at least my generation had back in the 80s. This was a Doom roller, which I think never made any appearance in the comic. It wasn't.
No, I think
Was it?
I seen. I think I've seen it, but it was like
Really?
one of those
Ooh.
one shots and kind of like the Spider Buggy.
Okay.
Yeah, the Spider Buggy that the car that Johnny Storm made Spider-Man
Yeah.
that we saw in one issue, but they made reference to it.
Okay, I guess they did.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the little action figures. They had these shields that had this action. You could see different versions of Spider-Man, Peter Parker, by twitching it or something.
Yeah.
And they never used a shield. I mean, I remember buying those action figures. The first thing I did was I took that shield and I threw it away. And I was like, Wolverine doesn't need a shield. He's got his claws. That's it. So I threw it away.
And now you're
all
kicking
the-
yourself because those accessories are actually worth more than the actual toys.
Probably, yes. They
I
are,
remember the
so-
conversation we had about Transformers. The accessories are more expensive than the actual toy itself.
Now, the only reason those accessories are worth so much is because everyone like myself threw them away. Otherwise,
and now
they
you're
wouldn't
kicking yourself over it, huh?
be. Yeah, so if I hadn't thrown them away, they wouldn't be worth anything anyway. But since I threw them away, now they're worth a lot of money.
But
I understand.
Now I want to talk about now that we got Endgame over with, what do you think about the future of the Marvel movies? We know there's going to be more Marvel
Yes.
movies. It's going to happen because they know they're going to make money.
They're gonna make money.
They're
but
gonna make money.
So do you feel like
the
they've
next one's supposed-
officially retired Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America?
Honestly,
At least-
this is what I think.
or at least
they're-
these actors.
I feel they're going to bring them back, but they're going to bring them back kind of like Stan Lee and Samuel L.
Cameos.
Jackson as cameos.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe here and there they might have like a little like a secondary, but I don't think they're gonna come back full force until maybe another super huge Avengers, assemble situation. We might.
And then Cap is gonna come out of retirement.
it's gonna be, Avengers assemble.
It's gonna be
All
old man.
super old. But
Yeah.
actually, you know what? Captain America was actually in the comics for a period of time super old, and he became pretty much the director of Shield.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was when
Oh.
he let Falcon become the new Captain America.
Ah,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. But anyway, what storylines do you want to see in the next Avengers movie? Granted that because right now we know some of the Avengers movies that's going to be coming out. Pretty much kind of confirmed it. Eternals,
Eternals, yeah.
that's been confirmed, 100%. Then Doctor Strange 2, we know we're going to get another Doctor Strange.
Oh, yeah.
Another Ant-Man movie.
Another Ant-Man, the
And
Wasp, probably.
was it another Black Panther movie?
Black
That's
Panther.
going to happen. We all know that's going to happen.
Oh, yeah, that movie was huge.
Yeah, and another, I want to say, and also all the Disney Plus series, like the let's see, Scarlet Witch and Vision show, which is confirmed, and also the what do you call it, Bucky and Falcon show, which is also been confirmed.
Oh, that's a TV show.
That's a TV show
Okay.
on Disney Plus streaming.
Okay, cool.
So
cool.
those have all
But
been
that's
confirmed.
a separate universe then.
No, they're
No?
all in the same Marvel universe.
Oh, it is. So
Yeah.
the cinematic
like
universe
yeah, like
and the.
Agents of Shield.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So knowing that, one of the things we've seen so far. Oh, we also know there's definitely going to be another Captain Marvel movie. It's a no-brainer. That
Yeah.
come on, guys. They haven't announced it, but we know that's going to happen.
Well, now that here's what I would like to see. Now, I think Disney is kind of unifying the Marvel universe now. So they're gonna basically disavow like everything Netflix did with Daredevil and Punisher and, as well as Fantastic Four. I would like to start seeing some of those characters, like kind of like they did with Quicksilver, bring them into the fold, and like I want to see Galactus. I want to see Galactus done right. This is my wish list. It's not saying I have any idea what's going to happen, but I think that's what's going on.
Timothy actually sent me a message for the topic discussion on Avengers. The only problem I saw was future Nebula went into the past. Past Nebula mind linked with future Nebula. Past Nebula went to the future. Both future and past Nebula are together. Past Nebula was killed. Why didn't future Nebula die as a result?
Okay, I was thinking that too.
This is why I freaking hate time travel. Ugh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Multiverse theory.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole, what is it? The Back to the Future, splitting off in an alternate timeline. When one thing changes, it splits off into another alternate timeline. But honestly,
It's like a whole nother character.
Still, it's a
now.
mess. And this is why I freaking hate time travel.
No, I mean if
Talk with my hands.
Past Nebula actually did die, everything it would have thrown everything off.
Yeah.
So I'm just theorizing again. I'm going with that that she didn't actually die.
I think she died, but they're going to explain it away by alternate timeline. Because they kind of explain it with when they had Smart Hulk talk to the Ancient One. When they're like, when they take the Time Stone out, they create a different timeline. They have to bring it back. And
Yeah, because the one rule they said was, if I tell you what's going to happen, it's not going to happen like that.
Yeah.
And they did. How many times did that happen? So Nebula told Gamora, about like, oh, you're gonna fall in love with this idiot, and you're gonna get all soft, right?
Yep.
And so she kind of did a spoiler right there.
Yeah.
And you're not supposed to do that.
And now there's ramifications all across the Marvel Cinematic Universe because of that.
Yeah.
Which is going to be a freaking headache.
Because that is
Loki's alive again.
Yep. Loki's alive again right there.
Because he
Okay,
escaped.
is Loki actually alive?
There's
That's
a
my
Loki
question.
TV show, too. There's going to be a Loki TV show on Disney Streaming Plus.
They
Thank you.
explained it because he escaped.
Yeah.
Well, he did, but that was in the past, and then he still died.
See, this is why I hate time travel.
Okay,
I
who
hate
who
it.
thinks Loki's
I hate
alive?
it. I hate it.
Tell us if you think Loki's definitely alive, because
No, he's alive because he has a TV show now. It's going to be on Disney Plus.
But it could be alternate timeline Loki.
Like I said.
Yeah.
Freak time travel.
Actually, can I bring up something?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Everybody that came back from the snap came back 5 years after they disappeared.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Which means 50%.
They didn't age.
Which means 50% of all of Peter Parker's high school classmates are now in college.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the only people who are still his classmates in Homecoming or Far From Home will be people who've been snapped away as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a minute, because that's really interesting. If half of the population basically hasn't sensed 5 years have
Yeah,
passed,
for them it was like 5
everyone
minutes.
else grew up.
Yeah.
5 years, and with like Ant-Man's daughter. Oh
Yeah.
my God, she's like now a young adult. All of a sudden, when she was like a kid, I mean that's got huge ramifications.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how would? Okay, just think about that for a
Time
minute. That means that
effing travel.
no. Think about this. A lot of people, they had to grieve. 5 years is a long enough time.
Yeah.
If you were married to someone and they died like that, you would by then you would probably have
might-
moved on.
yeah.
So now they've got like a new husband or wife.
New family.
And then guess what? Boom! Hey, honey, what? You have a kid with another man, and what about me? What happened?
Yeah.
You know? And she's like, well, Thanos snapped you away, and so you
So
were
give me a free pass.
gone, and What?
Apparently, the decimation is a free pass.
It's a free pass.
It's a free pass, apparently.
So what would you do now, though? I mean, you got your
you-
wife remarried, has
It's
another
gonna
kid.
be awkward.
Do you move in with your wife now and like?
No, it's gonna be.
You got nowhere to live.
Yeah,
you
it's
were snapped
messed
away
up.
and now you're
It's
back.
Messed up.
Okay.
And also, people who had jobs
yeah, you're
now they don't
gone.
have those jobs anymore.
Those jobs probably don't exist
Yeah.
now. 5 years later,
Uh-huh.
I
Fuck,
mean,
your car is probably gone.
your car
Yeah.
was towed.
Yeah.
Imagine all the
No, I
back
mean-
bills that you haven't paid and now has interest on
They
them.
just glossed over this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big thing. I mean,
This is-
Ant-Man's the only one who had to deal with that because he was like trapped.
Yeah.
For 5 years.
Like I said,
and-
this is why I freaking hate time travel.
They should forgive all your debt. Because
If you were
been
snapped
you were
away-
officially dead, they should forgive your debt.
They took your money. The bank took your money if you were
Yeah.
snapped. They
And
just
they took your Netflix money. You were
all
charged for
that's
Netflix
gone.
for 5
your
years that you didn't
Bitcoin
use.
and- oh man, yeah, you probably owe more than you have
Yeah.
at this point. You know, oh man, especially if you had Movie Pass and they just keep billing you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I want to talk about what I think is actually going to be the next slate of Avengers movies.
Okay,
If producer Mello, can you put up the Annihilation image?
Ah,
This is actually a storyline from the actual Marvel Comics itself. Let's see, get that up there. Yep, there it is.
Annihilation. When did this come out?
This came out about, I think, 3-4 years ago,
Mm.
maybe 5. But even though Thanos did play a part in this storyline, it could be used without Thanos. It helps introduce also new characters like Nova.
Nova.
And it brings in like some of the Fantastic Four elements. Like it brings in the Silver Surfer, Super Skrull, which kind of alluded to in Captain Marvel a little bit, and also introduces Galactus, which you want to see.
Yes! I'm very excited about that. I actually hope that does happen.
And it does also involve a lot of the Guardians of the Galaxy, which we kind of saw at the end, where the Guardians got a new crew member.
Oh yeah.
So it's also once again it's a very cosmic space storyline, which I think the Avengers movie is gonna be more to make all the stakes seems more and more. It's gonna be either dimensional or galactic, less Earth.
I like small stories too,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I want to see some that are not like epic in scale, and some are just like personal good
Mm-hmm.
stories about character growth. I think Marvel can do that as well as these huge epic scale. Okay, who out there is gonna have to rewatch this movie like 5 times to see that epic battle at the end, because it was so many characters.
I'm waiting for the
It was
theaters to die down a little bit, because
God.
I will say this: when I first saw it, I had some girls behind me who were kind of loud, and every time they saw America's ass, they were really, really loud.
Oh man.
Yeah.
They had a moment there too where it was like all the females united. You remember that? It was Captain Marvel, and
You know what?
I was like,
I
she
said,
doesn't need backup. She doesn't need backup.
that scene felt a little forced.
Forced.
It felt forced.
Yeah.
It felt forced. Like honestly, with all the characters there and everything,
So
what
many,
are the
so many.
odds of just the female characters all
being in the same
same area at that
the same
one-
time?
Yeah.
Like, all
I
right,
felt
you
for
know.
that you know what that was
it
that
did.
was
Fan service.
fan service right there. That was
It
fan
was,
service.
which
Mhm.
I mean I kind of liked it and kind of hated it at the same
Yeah.
time.
Oh, but anyway, my second theory, if
Yes.
producer Mello could put up the War of Kings image, that's the other storyline that I kind of hope to see with the Avengers.
Nice.
Yeah, because let's see, there you go.
Okay.
The War of Kings.
War of Kings.
Yes. This storyline involves a war between the Shi'ar Empire and the Kree. And with the Shi'ar Empire being introduced this way, it also kind of helps integrate the X-Men into the Marvel universe.
Oh yes.
And also the Kree, which we also saw in Captain Marvel, which keeps it a new element and a familiar element together.
Cool. Because we are gonna have X-Men finally
Yeah.
united. I
Yes, and also it's also another Guardians of the Galaxy kind of involved story, and also it will also introduce the Nova Corps once again, We'll get
Anything
Nova.
with Nova in it, I love. My daughter's name is Nova, and she's named after. There are two superheroes in the Marvel Universe named Nova, male and female.
Yep.
There is a Nova Prime in Transformers, and then Nova Corps. Heck yeah! So
And another thing I really love would be introducing one of my favorite kind of obscure-ish Marvel character, Darkhawk.
oh, Darkhawk.
They'll
Yeah.
introduce Darkhawk, and not only Darkhawk. Once again, this will also help integrate the X-Men into it. Starjammer.
Starjammer.
Yeah, freaking Cyclops' dad, the space pirate. You know.
That would be cool. I love pirates anyway.
Another thing would be kind of cool is it'll also give the Inhumans another chance. Yeah. Give
They
the
deserve another chance.
Yep, and also the Fraternity of Raptors, which is what Darkhawk is in the comics. Real quick explanation. In the comics, they kind of explained that the Darkhawk amulets, the Darkhawk, their group is called the Fraternity of Raptors. They're supposed to become the predator of the Phoenix Force. And Phoenix Force, X-Men.
X-Men.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of which, there is a movie coming out called Dark Phoenix,
Yes.
which
It's gonna bomb. I think it's gonna bomb.
Okay, everyone's already saying that, so it probably will
Yeah.
because of that. I say give it a shot. Come on. But
Really quick, I want to say this real
yeah.
quick. Also, another thing is the first Raptors themselves, the first Darkhawks, they're actually in the comics explained they're actually primitive Shi'ar and Skrulls. So another way to tie it all in a
ties
nice
it
little
all in.
bow. Yeah,
I know. So
little
we're going
present.
galactic. Fantastic Four is very galactic. So is Silver
So-
Surfer.
So I'm hoping to
one
see
of my favorites.
either let's see, what is it? Annihilation or War of Kings
Cool.
as our next.
Do you think they will tackle Fantastic Four though again? It's
Yeah,
it's
I feel it.
been kind of done a couple times. and
Because
not
people
done
want to see
so
Galactus.
Well.
People want to see Galactus and Silver Surfer. Honestly.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And you can't have a Super Skrull without, I think stealing Fantastic Four's powers.
Yeah.
Really.
Oh, and also, you know what? Let's. Do you have anything else you want to talk about? The movie, just the movie.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So we covered a lot with it, but without going to too many spoilers. Now there was something. Now I blanked, but it got me. I wanted to see some X-Men, but
See some X-Men.
but I mean, I guess we will pretty soon.
We have a Mello. Mello wants to see Marvel Zombies,
Oh, Marvel Zombies.
Zombie Zombies,
Yeah.
and House of M storyline.
Okay. I think we can do some alternate universes here.
He
with
wants
the
to see a
movies.
vampire lesbian. He wants to see a vampire lesbian Jubilee storyline.
Comic book canon.
It is comic book. It is
comic book
it
canon.
is comic book canon.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Oh, Ty wants to see the Beyonder.
The Beyonder.
If they do the
You
Beyonder,
wanted
like I
to see
said,
the Beyonder.
if they
Okay.
do the Beyonder, they better
Jerry
do
curl.
white tracksuit
White
and a
tracksuit.
Jerry curls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got. That's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they don't do that, then that's not the Beyonder.
Yeah. No, there was some really good stuff in this movie, though. It was so dense, though. That's why I'm like, I'm gonna have to go back and unravel it bit by bit.
I'm gonna wait for the theaters to be less crowded though, because I don't want to have preteen girls squealing about America's ass behind me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's good to pause, rewind. So I am gonna have to.
Oh,
watch
we have
this.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna mispronounce your name, dude, but I apologize. But Anvel, he wants to see a Marvel versus DC movie. I really doubt that's gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
I mean, it
it's gonna
happened
be
in
cool,
comics.
but yeah, it happened in the comics. You're more
Yeah.
more of a chance to see it in the comic. I don't think we're gonna get a live action of that unless somebody does like a super fan film cut of it.
It would have to be that.
Yeah.
I think those, unless Disney buys Warner Brothers, I think that's. The
I mean, they
only
have
way.
the money. They have the money.
You think they could?
Yeah,
they could do
I
it.
think money. Ty says he wants to see the Secret Wars. Secret Wars would be kind of cool, but they kind of already used the
Used a lot
iconic.
of it.
They used the iconic, the Secret War image already, in my opinion.
The only
where-
thing that
you
really
remember the scene
great
where
came of
yeah.
Secret Wars, in my opinion, was the black Spider-Man costume, which turned into Venom. In my opinion,
Yeah.
that was like the coolest thing that came out of it. And then they've already I mean, I don't know if they can do that. Can they
Well,
do that?
They now maybe.
I mean, they've had Venom movies.
Yeah,
so-
maybe. Well, my thing
Without
was
Spider-Man.
that incredibly iconic image of Hulk holding up the mountain with all the Avengers around him, and he's like Hulk holding up mountain. Ah. And they kind of did that already with Endgame with
Yeah.
you know, that one scene.
I think they couldn't really do
Yeah,
a
they can't do
Secret
that again.
Wars.
That's not going to be
I-
it'll be much of a payoff.
You're talking about what we're looking forward to in the new Avengers movies or new Marvel movies. I would like to see She-Hulk.
She-Hulk?
I would like to see She-Hulk because I feel like, we need to see another Hulk, and especially with Bruce Banner so much in control now.
Oh, Timothy wants to see Adam Warlock movie. I don't think we're gonna get an Adam Warlock movie. But I do think Adam Warlock is gonna be involved. Another thing, either in Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, or we're gonna see what is it? Avengers. What is that? One storyline? I think it's called Infinity War. It's like the comic book Infinity War, something where it's
Oh,
not.
yeah.
It's Adam Warlock, Magus, and the Goddess. For those who don't know, Magus and the Goddess are the good and evil personifications of Adam Warlock, and they did this whole storyline in the '90s. So I think that's what they're going to do.
Is
with
there
Adam
anything
Warlock.
more happening with the Infinity Gems? Because obviously Doctor Strange has one.
Yeah.
But the other ones,
I
are
don't
they
know. I'm not too sure. I don't think they're gonna.
okay?
I think they're gonna kind of have to retire the Infinity Stones for a while. Kind of put them on a back burner for new.
Because they were
elements.
there from the very first movie. I feel like they
Yeah.
finished now this whole Marvel story arc
Yeah.
with
But,
this
yeah.
film. But speaking of those, was anyone confused by? I'll admit I was a little confused. Thanos can kind of weld these things without any real negative impact on his
Oh,
body.
I think he
But
had
then
there was
Hulk-
negative impact, but he just didn't give a shit.
he destroyed them and pretty much almost killed himself
Yeah.
at one point.
Yeah.
But then, Hulk can barely, contain this. And then, Tony Stark just.
He was Tony Stark's honestly baseline human. He's just really smart, but he's a baseline.
Was
human.
it that the gauntlet forged for Thanos was
No,
better?
that's the gauntlet was to channel all the stone's powers all at once.
Right.
But a person could still wield the stones by themselves.
Right. But the gauntlet that Stark made,
Yeah.
it's basically
It's-
like an Iron Man gauntlet.
It's basically the Infinity
it's-
Gauntlet. It's basically the
But
gauntlet.
it's not as good as the other.
I think it's the
Thanos'
same.
is.
It's honestly the same. I feel it's the same.
I think it's maybe why it wasn't. I mean, and the guy who made Thanos' gauntlet is like Asgardian master of all weapons. I mean, he's I forgot his name, but
Peter Dinklage.
Dinklage, yes, Dinklage, but he's a giant Dinklage.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, he makes a better gauntlet, I think.
Anyway, let's move on a little bit ahead.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen Avengers Endgame, you should really check it out because seriously, spoilers are coming. Spoilers are every freaking where.
Yeah, we can't contain it anymore.
Yeah.
You had a week to see this movie. If you haven't seen it at this point, spoilers will be on every corner and everywhere you look. And
But let's if
Sorry.
producer Mello you could put down the spoiler alert now. Put down the spoiler
okay,
alert.
we're done with that.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about comic books,
Comic books.
such as my comic book picks
Well,
of the week.
Before we get into
Oh,
that,
okay.
let me just reference. I want you guys to look at a very old book.
Okay.
Okay. Because if you want to understand why Marvel Comics are so damn good and why they warrant the attention they are now with these movies, you should look at this book here, How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. This is from 1979. This is a book I had when I was a kid, and I studied this really, really hard. And actually, I teach this book when I teach my art classes at Art Institute, when I used to teach animation, because everything in here, it's by two of the greats, Stan Lee and John, I always mispronounce his name, Buscema. Just like every inch of this book, I once photocopied the entire book, but it's, thank God, back in print as of this year. So you can get this, and it talks about,
You can get it right here at Toyzilla.
You actually can. We have like 10 copies. And I was like, I always want to have this thing in print. Because it shows you, like, shot by shot, why, Marvel Comics are so incredible.
The Marvel way. Yeah.
The composition, the foreshortening, how things come at you, how they're super dynamic, how the characters just like launch off the page. And this book is old. They haven't changed one thing on it since 1979. So even though, I mean, I'd say in some ways art has gotten better, maybe.
This is like the history. No, this is your foundation right
it's a
here,
foundation
folks. It's your foundation.
of everything.
Yeah.
So, here you can. I don't know. We're not going to go through it, but I'm just gonna. Every page of this is gold. This book. So,
It's a great thing to have, especially if you're a Marvel fan, and especially if you're a Marvel fan and an artist.
if you're an aspiring artist, want to do your own stories, learn from the masters. They've obviously
Marvel
done
way.
something right.
Yeah.
Marvel.
The Marvel way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get into your
Comic
comic
books,
book
yes.
picks.
If producer Mello could put out the Doctor Strange image. Real quick. Let's see. There we go.
Who's that? I know what
Oh,
those-
there we go.
Yep.
Doctor
Okay,
Strange.
Doctor
This
Strange.
is Doctor Strange
Whoa.
issue 13. In the last Doctor Strange issue, we saw that it was being teased that Doctor Strange was going to become the new Herald of Galactus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I never saw that coming.
And in this issue, we see the World Eater being set loose, not on the galaxy, but other dimensions,
Oh.
eating planets. And he's hungry. And
Yeah.
he is hungry. So it's now up to the Sorcerer Supreme to, pretty much save all of existence again.
I always saw this job as if you could, like maybe Chuck,
Yeah.
the series Chuck. Like, hey, here's someone who loves to kill people. Why don't you just focus him? He's a weapon. Focus him at the bad guys, right? So if you get Galactus to eat kind of like the villains,
They kind of do that with the comics a little bit for a period of time.
Sometimes.
Yeah, but honestly, Galactus is more of a primordial force. He doesn't care about good or evil. He just cares about satisfying his hunger.
There's a lot of
Kind
people
of like the
that.
Watcher. Kind of like the
Watcher
Watchers.
too.
Yeah.
He's
The
just
Watcher, the Living Tribunal, the
Right.
In-Betweeners.
yeah.
Yeah,
they
the
all just like
elders,
we just are.
Yeah,
we
we
don't
just
judge.
are.
we
Yeah,
just
exactly. There's no good, evil. We just we're
Watcher,
here- yeah.
like I'm not going to intervene. I want a good story.
Yep.
I'm just going to watch my TV.
All right, the next one, if producer Mello could put up Thanos. Thanos. And this is not just any Thanos. This is a new Thanos miniseries. Thanos
Oh.
issue 1. During the last comic book event, not movie event, folks. In a recent Infinity War story arc, Gamora gets a name change and now calls herself Requiem
Oh.
and kills Thanos.
Whoa, she really
Yeah,
does kill
she
him now.
literally kills Thanos. But in this comic book, before all that happens, it actually explains their relationships from the beginning. So if you want to know what Gamera's whole deal with Thanos is, all the way from the beginning when she was a child, check out the new Thanos miniseries. Yeah.
Nice.
And next one, you're going to be excited about this. I'm excited about this. Everybody who are comic book fans and looking forward to the new Disneyland attraction is going to be excited about this. If producer Mello could put up the Star Wars image. Yep. The Star Wars
nice,
Galaxy's
nice.
Edge issue 1. This is the comic book tie-in to the theme park.
Oh.
Yeah. I
like
don't know
when
about you,
everything's
but
tied
I hope people are out there who are hoping to go to Star Wars Land for Galaxy's Edge. Got their reservations. Yeah.
I don't yet, but I'm going to make it.
Well, in this tie-in, we get a Han Solo and Chewie story when they make their way to the infamous Black Spire Outpost, which is what Star Wars Land is going to be known in canon in the Star Wars universe. And their whole storyline is they have to pull a job for an infamous collector of antiquities who's called Doc Ondar. Doc Ondar.
Doc Ondar. Okay.
So there we go. We
Nice.
have a comic book tie-in to theme park now.
That's great. Can we talk a little Star Wars now?
We can talk a little about Star Wars.
Okay, because if you guys saw Endgame, you probably saw the trailer to, I guess, the last
Yep.
Star
Rise
Wars movie?
of Skywalker.
Rise? Okay, now who do you think that title's referring to? What Skywalker? Rise of Skywalker.
Honestly,
Is
I
it?
think, me personally,
Is
I
it?
think it's a Kylo Ren reference. It's Kylo.
It's Kylo.
Yeah,
think it's
you remember he is a Skywalker.
Okay.
He is a Skywalker on his mother's side.
Yeah, or it could be Luke Skywalker who basically
Who didn't really
did the
die.
No. But like Obi-Wan, remember he became more powerful after he poofed and became like a ghost, right?
Yeah.
Spirit.
Yeah.
So maybe he's rising up. I don't know. I really don't know. But
Oh, you do know, like, I don't,
He's not in the
we
movies,
don't,
they
we're not, it's not 100% confirmed, but I'm pretty sure it is. We all know whose laugh is at the end of the trailer, right?
oh, I didn't hear it very well. Let's see.
It's Palpatine's laugh.
It's Palpatine.
It's Palpatine.
Okay, Palpatine.
Yeah, it's Papa Palpatine.
That guy.
Yep. Or did you know this? Palpatine's first name is Sneeve. His first no, really, in canon, is Sneeve. Is Sheev Palpatine. That's his
Okay.
first name. Sneeve Palpatine. It's like if his honestly to me it sounds like if his first name was might as well just be Steve. Like
Steve.
yeah, my name. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Steve Palpatine. The
Is he-
Empire.
So is he a Skywalker as well? He is Darth Vader's daddy.
He's not. He's not.
Or no?
Well, Vader is dead, obviously.
No,
but,
no. I'm saying Palpatine.
well,
Who is he the father to Vader?
No,
though? Is that
I don't think so. It's I'm blanking on his name, but Palpatine's Sith teacher was the one who started the experiment, which pretty much immaculate conception with Anakin's mom.
okay?
Yeah,
Interesting.
which is canon. Which is canon.
That's canon.
Midi-chlorians, even though we don't like talking about it.
So they are basically ending the original Star Wars
Yes.
trilogy.
Yep, this is
Not
the
trilogy,
this
but,
is the end of the Skywalker saga.
Okay.
And
Which began with I guess technically episode
Phantom.
1. But what's that?
well, story-wise, Phantom.
Yes, Phantom.
Yeah.
And how many episodes are we at?
We are at 3, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9. So it's gonna be a 9-movie.
And we also heard,
miniseries.
we also heard that there's been interviews with Kathleen Kelly. Wait, not Kathleen Kelly. I'm blanking on
Kathleen Kennedy.
Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah.
Kathleen Kennedy. That there is plans in place for a new saga.
A new saga that will not.
It's not going to be the end of Star Wars, folks. Don't
It's
worry.
not the end of
It's
Star
not
Wars.
the end of
It's the
Star
end
Wars.
of this
Yeah.
saga.
Once again, Disney Plus,
which began
I'm
in the
sup-
70s and is going here.
And we
till
have Disney
2019.
Plus, and we have what I'm really hyped for, The Mandalorian. All right, we are running out of time, I believe.
Okay.
Let's really quick. Let's talk a really bit quick about some Star Wars, not Star Wars, some new toy news.
New toy news. Yeah.
You guys have to go through it really fast.
Do it.
All right, first up, can you put up Producer Mello the Captain America Black Widow Hot Toys?
Ooh.
Yep. Hot Toys, Avengers Endgame, Captain America, and Black Widow. They are 1/6 scale. Captain America features a new helmet head sculpt with 3 interchangeable lower faces, shield, and a compass with Peggy Carter's picture in it, and also a special movie base and more. Black Widow has a new head sculpt, tactical battle suit, and 8 interchangeable hands, baton, pistol, backpack, and a movie base. Set to be released. Oh, actually, it's actually out already. Actually.
Oh,
they're
nice.
out already. Do you want to guess really quickly how much they are?
Hot toys are pricey.
There's 2 separate prices for each of them.
And they're not the same price.
They're not the same price.
Okay, I'm gonna say. Okay, Captain America is probably pricier, maybe. Let's say 189,
The Black Widow?
and Black Widow is 169.
You're a little off. Captain America is going to be $274,
jeez.
and Black Widow is going to be $235.
Okay, they're all over 200. Okay, I should
All
have
right,
known that.
next one we have.
thinking
we have
Mezco
a
for a
Star
second.
Wars item. If you could put up the helmet,
Oh, helmet.
Star Wars helmet. Yep, that's the Luke Skywalker electronic X-wing pilot helmet. Black Series, really fancy. It has all the electronics, kind of like what is it? Poe Dameron's helmet that was out a while back. And this is set to be released in October of 2019.
Nice.
Do you want to guess how much this is?
189.
You're off. It's actually a lot cheaper. Very affordable,
Oh.
actually. $99.99.
99.99.
Yep.
Are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, next up we have some Funkos. Producer Mel can put up the
Okay,
Funko image.
Funkos usually are $9.99 or $12.
Well, these
$11.99.
are Venomized.
Oh yeah, we
Funkos.
already ordered these at Toyzilla. I'll
They're the
tell you,
second-
we ordered
yep.
all of them.
They're the second wave of Venomized Funko Pops featuring Daredevil, Rocket Raccoon, Storm, X-23, Groot, and Thanos. And they're set to be released supposedly in August.
The Thanos one, I just felt that's a little redundant because
Redundant?
it's like he's already
Yeah.
so damn powerful. He's got what, the Infinity Gauntlet here.
I
or-
like how Daredevil actually looks like an actual devil.
Yeah, the Daredevil is I think my favorite.
Yeah.
Rocket is my second.
Oh, and next one we have is if Producer Mel could put up the Spider-Man Far From Home toys, because that movie's coming out soon.
Oh yes.
There's it's a wave two. It's wave 2. Oh, not what the hell? Oh,
No.
well, it features
Scorpion.
we see Hydro Man, Spider Woman, Mysterio, Doppelganger, Spider-Man, Scorpion, and Spider-Man Noir, and another Spider-Man. And the Build-A-Figure is going to be Molten Man.
Molten Man.
Yeah, Molten Man.
Molten Man.
These guys are going to be out soon. I think pretty much in time for the movie.
So who was the character, the villain in the new Spider-Man movie? This is
Mysterio.
Mysterio. Yeah.
And I believe Hydro Man.
Nice. The old goldfish.
Goldfish head.
Yep.
And the next one is going to be, you put the Star Trek image. So you Trekkies out there.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the QMX Star Trek Next Generation Picard figure. It's a
Luke.
1/6 scale, 12 inches tall, screen accurate Starfleet uniform, over 30 points of articulation, and interchangeable hands and weapons. And what I love about this one is he has a cup of Earl Grey hot in his hands.
Nice.
And it's going to be it's actually available now
Oh,
as well.
very
Do you
cool.
want to guess how much this one is going to run you?
That one's gonna be about $79.
You are off your game tonight,
Oh,
my
man.
friend. It's $199.99. And
hard.
that's it for the new toy news. And we are just about out of time. Let's we'll do
Upcoming events?
Upcoming events, really quick.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of cool stuff happening. Not only
real quick.
okay, so May 4th, Star Wars Day, Free Comic Book Day at Toyzilla. We have a cool event that evening. Check it out on Eventbrite. But after that, there's a little something I heard coming up that's Comic-Con Revolution.
Comic-Con Revolution.
I'm meaning to check that out kind of for the first time. So we will have a Toyzilla mini booth there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, kind of last minute, but squeezed in. What I'm excited about is really the two of the big headliners. One is the voice of Optimus Prime himself, Peter Cullen.
Nice.
And then Frank Welker, Megatron.
Very cool. Very
So,
cool.
I don't know who else is there. After that, I tuned out because I'm like a big
Yeah, yeah.
Transformer geek, so I don't really care. I'm gonna go after that. I'm like, so I was excited about that. And then, of course, Superhero Summerfest is June 15th. With Nerdbot's full force going on now behind it, it's going to be pretty epic. And
Oh, and by the way, speaking of Nerdbot, I don't know if you heard, but NerdBotCon has a name change. It's going to be the same Nerdbot fun, same Nerdbot people. It's now just going to be called Nerd Expo. Stay tuned on the Nerdbot
Nerd
page.
Expo.
Yep, Nerdbot page for updates on the date and everything. So yeah, it's going to be fun.
cool.
Yeah.
I heard
And
something about that.
well, where can we find you on the social medias?
You can find me here each and almost every day at Toyzilla,
'Cause
but
he lives here.
online, Toyzilla Store on Facebook and Instagram.
And you can find me all over the interwebs, such as my Facebook page, which is www.facebook.com/Michael Pao does stuff, because I do a lot of stuff. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitch, which I will be relaunching my Twitch page channel soon. It's at Mr. Kapao, that's MRKAPAO. And you can also follow me on Twitter at MP Calamity. Oh, and by the way, I'm also the editor-in-chief of Suit Up Geek Out. Check out Suit Up Geek Out for all your geek, fashion, and lifestyle news. But until next time, be good, be great, be awesome.